Okay, okay. Sorry for the late open. Give me a few seconds. Sorry for All right. Good morning. Good morning. This is a late start. I know. Thankfully, my brother had called me. I had worked last night. Got off at 5 this morning. So a little tired, but we here. Um, to start, I wasn't up early enough to mark out the market the way I wanted to, but yeah, now. So what I'm gonna start doing is getting rid of these lines right here because they had broke out, and in the next 2 minutes, we'll see the market open and show us a new move. Now, it's a bit slow, but just work with me. And I'll do a little bit of explaining for anybody in here and want to know what's going on. I'm going to be showing I'm going to be showing my trades and how I would trade them for anybody who want to know. Uh, it might be a little delayed. Time now is 9:29, and in the next minute, market will open. So I'm on a 5 minute chart starting out. I am. I'm gonna sit here for a sec, just to wait. So marking it open, and then I'll explain. So we got 30 seconds, and we should start to see the first move of the day. Now, today is Martin Luther King Day, so it actually might be a little slower than, let's say, tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be definitely well rested, but up early enough so we understand what's going on. All right, here we go. Let's see. Yeah. All right, cool. So it's a slow start. We probably won't see a lot today, but that's cool because then it give me a chance to set up and understand the market at least for tomorrow. So I'm gonna start off on an hour chart. Now, I don't know who in here can you comment? Okay, there we go. Good morning, Mark. Good morning. All right, so we're gonna start off This is the hour chart here, and what I did here was marked off this area, showing that it continued up along these lines here, and it bounced continuously until we had this break here. This is a break, broke down. This is a retest here. Excuse me. This is a retest here along this, what we call, we're gonna call this a flag pattern. So through this flag, it formed a broke structure, retested, and you see a few highs and lows. And I'll get into that in a second. Can somebody who's in here? Can you see me? You can't see me. What's up, Loki? All right, cool. So I can see me. Take this bonnet off for sure. Sheesh. Let's focus. All right. All right. So this is me. First thing I'm looking at is, like I said, that break. This is big. This right here is resistance. As you see, it played with this resistance right here for a sec before it continued. Well, this right here is a break. It didn't play in this area, it just continued down. But this right here is a gap. So if I go on this chart here and open up the 1 hour, give it a second. It's gonna take forever. I need to figure out how to keep my numbers away from the public. Not for now, it's okay. So it's difficult to really show what I'm trying to, because I mean the charts are the same. One is for quote charting, making sure I'm marking up the graph however I like, and this one is for executing, for trading. So we know how much we're making, what our entry is. This is all exact. Now, for instance, I don't know if you're still in here, Damon, but I remember you was telling me yesterday that you was using MetaTrader, which is good. MetaTrader is good, but MetaTrader's program is older. This one is newer, and then also a little fun fact: um, this guy who's also a trader named Q Banks, look him up. It's really good, but if I'm not mistaken, I think he helped fund this right here, Trade Locker. It's a black dude. Okay, give me a second. It's trying to take it forever. While it's doing that, I'm come back here. Ooh, look at that. That's some movement. So we got some movement. Not a lot, but this is good. So my guess is that we're gonna continue down. Um, I've learned that over the weekend, Trump had set in some, I don't know if it was rules or mandates, or it had something to do with this whole tariff thing. He said it apparently during over the weekend, leaving what we call a gap. Now, the reason why I want to show this one is because on that screen, you can't see the gap. It just looked like the chart, so I can't really show you what I'm trying to show you until this one loads. Boom, there we go. Now I got something. All right, watch this. Something has to give, please. That's trying to throw me off. All right, so it's hard for me to explain, but you see his candlestick here. This candlestick, the date on that candlestick says Sunday, the 18th, January 2026 at 6 p.m. Now, 6 p.m. is when the market, that's our unofficial open. Um, the market kind of sets itself up where, um, as you know, at 9:30, which is why I tried to make sure I was up before or live before 9:30. That's the official open. That's when the big banks and everybody in this realm of trading goes to work, I guess. They start everything trading 9:30. Don't know why. 9:30 to 4. That's a time frame. But the unofficial open is actually Sunday at 6 p.m. Now, this right here is a huge candlestick. Remember, I was saying this was a push. But here, as you can see, this is still an hour chart. Come on now. Dang, man, I really want you to work with me. Um, I'll get to it in a sec, but it's actually a gap. It's a huge gap. It is no wick there. There is boom. Now, I know there's a lot. I will get rid of that in a second, but don't mind the arrows or the rest of the chart. Just look over here where my cursor is, and you'll see that there was a gap. There was a huge space between Friday 4 p.m. and Sunday 6 p.m. Come on now. Dang my forehead, baby. So it gets stuck right here. What's going on? It was just working yesterday. Okay. Alright, these numbers saying market's moving back. Oh no, that's moving now. The numbers is dropping. Please load. My boy. Let's get this money. I don't know why the internet is not working. It was just working fine last night. It's perfect. Mm, honestly, honestly, we just gonna stick with this. Um, I'm probably not gonna take no trade today until I get this whole thing set up. And mind you, the market is slow, but this give me a good time to explain what I would do and how I would execute it for tomorrow. Now, the market is one, it's not a lot of volume. You need volume for bigger moves, and that's probably what you want to see as far as trading goes, because the bigger the move, the more money you can make out of it, of course. But that's where the double-edged sword come in, is because if you have a big move and you're on the wrong side of it, it will hurt real bad. Now, I caught the move on the downside last week. I think I was into somewhere around here. Yeah, yeah, around this time I had caught this move going down to here. About on mine it says 15. I mean 25, 25.56. That's where I exited. Um, and then I just continued with my day. I closed it a bit early on Friday, but that's because I didn't want to hold it over the weekend. No, I didn't know it was going to continue down, which is why I was like, I could hold it, but you know, I don't need to. But now it makes it really hard for me to explain because it's the reason why I don't really want to trade just yet. These numbers are moving like it's working, but where are you? I want to see you. I need to see you because there is, I'm going to say it again. I really wanted to show while I'm saying it. There we go. Are we getting somewhere? Okay. Finally. Jesus. This here is what the market looks like now on the other screen. And right here, where this blank space is where that huge orange candle is. So right here, you see, y'all playing with me. Next time, I'm probably gonna take my camera off and just have the screen. Probably be talking in the background instead. This is throwing me off. All right, so here you see time on this wick is 16. 16 in military time is 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, and then that means this one should be 18. Next one, just so I can prove the point, 18. That's 6 o'clock. Same candlestick, same time frame, different look, different view, perspective. Now, the market does this all the time because it wants to show you that it's well, this is the one I use specifically. The market doesn't actually look like this. It actually does show all the gaps of every single day. This one's just a lot cleaner on just making it easier to see. Now, I said that I was going to wait is because normally when you see gaps this big, it would normally tap back into it before it continues to move. Now, it right now, as you can see, since Sunday last night, it has continued down. So it's a chance it might not come back. And that's just something that happens. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't. But at the same time, the market trading itself is just a patience game. Something that took me a long time, and I hope that anybody watching this would, I would say just be patient before you start going crazy on trading. Take your time. Don't rush it. I was watching a video the other day, and the girl was saying that for beginner traders, you probably shouldn't even be up at 9:30. 9:30 is U.S. session. There's trading is not just a U.S. thing. Just to be clear, it is worldwide. So how it is, it's broken down into three sections. You have, of course, the U.S. session. After that is the Asian session, and then after that is London. And once London, it just goes right back into US. Now, of course, the US, with us being a huge power, the US is the strongest. I don't know if I can say that truthfully. I can't say. Sometimes it is, but most of the time, let me say that. Most of the times, the US will find you'll find the most volume. Of course, it's a time where you can be up as well because it's our time. But volume is definitely important. But you will find a good amount of volume in London session. London session starts, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 2 o'clock Eastern time. So 2 o'clock our time is when London session will start, and then it would just kind of bleed into 9 o'clock US session, which is where all that volume that I said that it kept continuing down because it's going to COC volume, but not as much, not nearly as much. So, in my opinion, two things will happen. One, which is what I'm hoping for, it made trading a lot simpler for me if it comes back up into that gap area and just comes back into that area. It don't have to even clear it all the way and then continue down. But I need to see both of those happen before I commit to a trade. Always know your plan before you commit to a trade. If you just throwing your money at the market, you better off gambling because that's exactly what that is. Uh, it's just you can lose a lot of money by just throwing money at the market. You gotta really focus on, or not focus, really commit to a trade. If you don't commit, it's gonna make it so much harder for you to see growth. So if it comes back into this area and continues down, finally, all right, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to fix this latency because this thing is terrible. It was just working fine yesterday. Now I'm struggling so bad. And I'm tired, but we trying to get paid, so they're trying to hurry up. You see, Somebody comment in the chat so I can see who in here. I see it. We got a few people watching, but I don't know who in here. Oh, you said, can you move your camera a little to the left or make it a little smaller? My bad. Let me see. I got a little dummy set up. Actually, I'm gonna bring it on this side for better lighting. See how this works. Give it a second. A little cleaner. Let me see if I can bring it down. Come on now. Okay. Dang, man, you still ain't low. All right, we're gonna stick here for now. All right, so I definitely wanted to tap at least this white line. Now, this right here is support slash resistance line. Support slash resistance means it can be both. So it's support when the chart is above it and it's resistance when it's below. For instance, this right here is support. It's breaking through the support zone, but as you can see, you're staying in this area to like a floor. That's what they call it, like a floor. You stand on the floor, and whenever you're on the floor, of course, you're supposed to go up. But when you jump in, they call this right here the resistance or the ceiling. And of course, if you hit your head on the ceiling, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna fall back down if you jump in. Just a little analogy to kind of help you remember what support and resistance is. Um, so as you can see, it had touched this resistance zone in this wick. This wick meaning the chart had came down here, tapped this area before it closed right there in this small spot. So that's at least where I wanted to come. I wanted to come to this resistance zone and then continue downwards. Now, if that does happen, and at least if anybody wants to trade or catch this move, that is a move I will be looking forward to. And this would be, uh, this is how I would enter the trade, literally, if it comes. Now, when I say if it comes, I really mean that because, like I said, if you don't commit or you just like when I say commit, I have to see the trade play out the way I want it to. One, of course, is going to have to come up here. So I want to see a few green candles coming up into this area. But then not only that, I want to see a few, at least one solid orange camera going down before I commit to the trade. Because just because it come up here don't mean it's going to stay here. The market can do whatever it wants. It can come here and then continue way higher. It can fill out the gap, or it can say forget the gap and just keep going up. Honestly, if it wanted to, it can come anywhere in this area or even where it's at now and just continue down. It don't have to follow by what I want to happen. I'm only anticipating what I think will happen. That's all it is. It's just an anticipation game. You pretty much you want the market to play out the way you want it to, and you just it's nothing you really we can do. We're retail traders. We're at the bottom. We have zero control over what the market actually does. Now, um, like I said, it's slow, so I'm not going to see too many moves today. This is the hour chart. Let's see if I go back to the 5 minute. I actually don't want this fast distraction. Um, but yeah, that'd be the move that I'll be looking forward to. Now, right now, if what's this? This the open right here. No, that's the opening candle. So this the opening 5 minute candle. It's not going nowhere. This right here just showing price has stepped down into this area, creating a new low before it's starting to continue up. Now these lines right here is my SMAs. Two different ones. It's the EMAs and then it's SMAs. SMAs is like systematic. Uh, I forget the terminology. Systematic, and then EMAs is like economic, something like that. So systematic, just saying based off of how price is doing. My green line is 21 resistance. This is 50. This is 200. Now 200 being the biggest, saying that that's like a huge resistance as far as volume kind of goes. So when it comes to this line, of course, on a 5 minute chart, it'll break this one faithfully. Like you won't see this one will get crossed so many times. But as far as the hours and the 4 hours specifically, now you see where it gets a little different. So mind you, this is every candle here is 4 hours, including this little green one that we're on now. As you can see, it says we got 2 minutes before this one starts up with the 10 o'clock candle. And right now, man, that's perfect. I lost what I was saying for a second. All right. Oh, yes, about my lines, my SMAs. On the 4 hour, it is a lot more respected. So the fact that it's all the way down here is showing that it could be what I'm looking forward to, which is a shift of structure. Now, I don't know if anybody in here is always following, well, I mean, probably not, but following the news and stuff like that. But market is at pretty much all-time highs. So if I scroll this back right here, as you can see, that's 20, that's the beginning of the year, that's last month, so forth and so on. But market is pretty much at an area where it's been up for a long time. Now, of course, it don't really look like this right here, but if I can give you a good view, yeah, it's like the market has been up from where, as you can see, back in September, this is an all-time high, and this is where the market is trying to go now. It's trying to go back. I'm pretty sure eventually it will, but right now, as you can see on the 4 hour, we're coming down to a nice, we came down to the 200, meaning that it's a good chance that it might come down and push through. Now, if it pushed through this 200, then there's a good chance it will continue down. And that's where I will be continuing to trade until I see any type of shift moving up. So, right here where I'm hovering, where these lines are, actually, let me mark it out real quick, just so I can explain what I'm seeing right now. So, right here, I already have the two lines going up. I'm gonna remove that in a sec, but this here, this area, we will change this. I'm gonna change to yellow for now. So this right here is a trading pattern. If it, what's the word I'm looking for? Because it hasn't completed yet. Like I said, the 4 hour candle just started. So this candle is actually, yeah, that's the 6 o'clock. Or the one from pretty much yesterday. If we have another candle coming back up here, this would be called a double bottom, tapping this area twice and then going back up. There's double bottoms, there's triple bottoms, there's double tops, triple tops, different patterns that I'll get into later. But it taps this area, it probably will continue up before it comes in here, see some resistance, and continue down. So it's not, like I said, it's not too much I can do right now. My hands are kind of tied. I could force trades, but that'd be a waste of money. I thought we was gonna see a lot more movement today, but it's MLK Day, so I would say I just wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna probably spend today trying to figure out how to improve the quality because the fact that I can't come over here and just have it up is really annoying, especially because I'm gonna need this one. So it's either I'm going to place my trades on my phone, which is what I normally do anyway, but I thought having it on here for everybody to see would be so much easier. But if it's gonna be acting like this, I'm not gonna be able to do that because it's not gonna work. Yeah, and that's gonna suck. Yeah, it's not too much I can do right now. Just so you know, there is other markets. Um, that's one thing I can say for everybody who is watching. Uh, this is the one that I stick with. I found out a lot of people only stick to one, I should say, try to stick to as few markets as you can. But two, if you find one that you mess with, just stick to it. Don't try to switch up. Your strategies will work in different places when it comes to trading. Like for instance, me coming having this move tap into this area and come back down. It's still technically a strategy. Um, it works in different places. This right here is the Nas 100. You have um, the S&P 500. You have QQQ. You have all of the foreign exchange markets. You have like gold. It's very volatile. Oil. Anybody know about what's going on in the world? Oil is a really big thing right now. You can trade oil. You can trade stuff like corn. You can trade valuable stuff. That's pretty much what the market is. It's just trading goods. Now the Nasdaq is the top 100 companies in the U.S. So based off of what they do is what we see here. Um, it's coming back, but see, okay. So looking at this right here, right? Like I said, if I was to trade, my trade would be this one here, coming back up, retesting this area and continuing down. But on the flip side, when you see stuff like this, these positions is not changing. So that is all these green candles let me know that the market wants to continue up. The market didn't like being down here. Now it's here. And of course it can move wherever it wants. But this right here shows me that it didn't want to be down there. So that's a good sign because then that lets me know that there's a good chance it might actually come back up. Like I said, the market doesn't have to. It can just continue down if it wants. But it's showing that it does want to come back up. That lets me know that my trade can still be valid. But only time will tell. I mean, looking at this could be a beginning of a head and shoulders pattern. Now I'm gonna show you what that is. So we're gonna call this right here. As you can see, it starts off with the left shoulder. Left shoulder is from pretty much the base to the tip point. Then of course it stops here. So you add your second line there. And then of course, bring that there. That's your head. Bring this back down to where it's at now. And then you will start forming your shoulder, your right shoulder. Now, left head, right shoulder is pretty much saying, I don't know where this term came from, but this strategy or pattern is just something that's pretty common in trading. So this let me know that if it does continue this left head, right shoulder, the shoulder will continue in the same direction it's going, meaning that it will come in this area wherever the shoulder decides, and I'm hoping that it looks something like this. Boom. And that's what I'm looking for as far as a head and shoulder. So this is technically a valid, well, it's not valid yet, but it could be a valid trade. I mean, who knows? I don't know how long I'm gonna be on. I wasn't really planning on how long I was streaming. I don't know, but who knows? I can't catch no trade now. I can't show you nothing, but if it was there, that would be something I was looking for. I would be looking for it to at least come down. I would say head and shoulders will look something like this. Yeah, I can see something like this happening. It's coming down, topping this resistance line and continuing. Mind you, that resistance line is based off of my knowledge and ideas. Um, Different resistance lines could be for anybody. It don't even have to be a line. It can be a area, a resistance area, or not a resistance area, an area of interest. That's the proper term for it. Because you don't want to say resistance, because resistance just means that it's gonna come down and go back up. So area of interest, meaning you don't know what can happen, but this is an area where we might see some movement. You might see the market come into the area and reverse, going right back in the direction it just came from, or you might see it come down and continue, like for instance that Sunday candle that I was showing you, or it might what we call range, where it's pretty much doing this here. It's not moving, it's just stagnant in this area. So this whole area is an area of interest, which is why I don't want to trade right now because I can't until the market shows me which direction it's going to go. I can't. My hands are tied. I'm just sitting here waiting because like, there's no point in me throwing money in the market when nothing's happening. So yeah, um, I'm gonna come back tomorrow too. I'm not leaving right now, but I'm definitely going to be here tomorrow and hopefully um we see some better volume. It's not doing nothing right now. It's moving slow, slow. But oh, one thing I was saying about the different sessions, sorry. Slow sessions is not bad either, honestly, especially if you're trying to learn to trade. So any of my night owls out there, trading at night is not a bad idea at all. When I first started trading, I definitely would, honestly, I was trading almost 24/7 when I first found out about trading. But trading at night is not bad at all. It's slow, but it's a good place to learn. You know, um, Damon, I don't know if you're still in here or not, but I would say before you start paper trading, I would say if you got like, oh, this for everybody in here, but if you got $50, I'd say we can find you a broker, open up a account, and start trading with a little bit of money. You know, I wouldn't say throw real money. I mean, $50 is real money, of course, but I'm not saying throw like, 400 or 500 in there, but start off with a little bit of money to start learning, because paper trading ain't really, you ain't really going to learn from it. Like, yeah, you're going to start to understand, you're going to start to get it, but it's not going to feel like trading. Like, I tried paper trading and it's not the same. You, you're not as engaged when you paper trading. Like when I first started, I was paper trading. I was like, okay, it's interesting, but interested ain't getting me nothing. Interesting ain't getting me money. So I say start off with like, I mean, I don't know if you remember, but Dad gave me like $20 when I was doing the forex trading. This right here is NAS, so this is futures, not foreign exchange anymore. But yeah, I took that $20 and I turned it to like 200, and it's like that right there can show you better progress than having a fake account with $100,000 in it, because that's what all demo accounts start off with 100K. Why? Because my little 400 that I'm playing with really ain't nothing. So people be having account equity balances. Really, if you want to start making money, starting off at an M. So you can make real money, they got an M. But people have worked with less. There's stories out there, people. I was watching the story, this was a minute ago now, probably like last year. Dude got fired from his job, had $47 in his trading account, and took it to like 40, 50K in real money. 40, 50K. But that's just discipline for sure, and committing to your trades. He probably locked in so hard, he didn't think he was ever gonna lock in like that. But it's possible. My whole point is try to use, I would say use, like I said, real money so you can actually understand what it feels like to trade. You start losing, you lose 100 with that fake 100K account, you're not gonna feel it. You're not gonna feel like you're trading. You feel like you're just playing a game. So yeah, I say put a couple dollars in, take small trades, try to get $5 wins. Don't sound like a lot, but $5 can one day be 50, 500, 5K in that same move. That's what I had to learn, man. God, leaders are not doing nuda. Nothing at all. 5 minute chart is saying, see, it tapped into this area for a sec, but that's a small wick. Now, two things can happen with a wick like this. It's either it's gonna get filled, or yeah, see, it's trying to fill itself in. It might fill itself in coming all the way down here, if not continuing lower. Or this is showing that it didn't want to stay down here, so it resisted, making this doji candle here, and it will continue up, and it could just be a retest back into this area before it continue. I mean, I could go to the 1 minute and see, but right now I'm gonna stick with the 5. Actually, no. I'll show the 1 minute because honestly, when I am trading, 1 minute it's just more information to process. On a smaller scale, though, 1 minute is not somewhere you should look for validations in trades. If you want to look for what direction the market is going, always stick to the higher time frames. Trade on the lower time frames, but build your bases around which direction you want to trade on the higher time frames. Um, you see, it's not really doing too much. It's still a one. This is a 1 minute, so of course it looks a little different. But pretty much what it's doing now, you see, this is still a nice little resistance line. Oh, this we call a trend line actually. It's not a resistance line. This is a trend line. This is a downwards trend line. It's staying along this trend line until we see a trend break. And that's what this is. This green line of the head and shoulders. So you'll see a break of the trend, which meaning it's gonna come. It's gonna push past this area here. It might retest. It normally should retest, and that's how we find our trades. But the retest is never clear. That's something I want to be clear about. Retest is never clear, so don't expect to. You might not see it in the moment. You really just have to train your eyes to see it because it might not look like a retest, but it could definitely be a retest right in your face, and it just take off. So always be aware of that too. You won't always see the retest the way you want it to. Just like you won't always see a head and shoulders the way you want it to, or any other pattern, honestly. Everything is not going to be the sharpest. If it was, trading would be easy for everybody. You just have to train your eyes to see it. That's all. Let me see if I can give you a good example. I'm on an hour chart. Let's pull up to the daily chart. All right. See, it's so hard to really explain because this right here is it's almost like a fake candle. And it's like I can't show you because this candlestick is not really all the way there. I mean, it is there because this is a Monday candlestick, so it definitely looks. Let's see how it look. Can I? Let's see. Maybe not. Might want to play some games. Yeah, but ain't nothing going on today. Ain't no trades been taken today. It's it's nothing that's gonna happen. No big trades, at least. At least not now. Um, so how it would work is this is U.S. session, but all the other sessions have to wake up. For instance, Asian session hasn't had their time yet. They market hasn't opened at all yet. Well, I'm pretty sure if they just open, they can use the same one, but it's a holiday, so Asian is going to be slow. Asian session is the slowest session. The session right after US. So 4 o'clock, after 4 o'clock, that 5, 6 o'clock time frame. Normally 5, 6 o'clock for us, you'll have the market closed for like an hour. If that, depending on your broker. On like my last broker, they close like every five, like they only close for like 5, 10 minutes before reset. This new broker I got, they close for like an hour before the market opened back up at 6. But that's when the Asian session gonna start. Around 6 o'clock, Asian session start. It's not gonna be too busy until around 1, 2 o'clock when London step in. Once London step in, you'll see a lot more volume. I say if you were in the market around 12 or just checking on the market around 12, you'll probably see a different story on screen right now than what we see right now. Daily chart. Let's see what type of information I can get from here. Now, as you can see, I got four lines already placed in this area. I mean, I could have a fifth one pretty much marking out the high, but once we get past this line, I don't know if we're coming close to my highs, and then I might decide to mark it out. But for now, I don't really need to. Um, what I see now is honestly, I see nothing really good per se. So if we was to happen, we would have a trend line coming from there to here. But as you can tell, if it was a trend line from there to there, it'd be what we call a trend break already. You have a trend break, meaning that this market could go back up. Also, here you have a double top, meaning the market can continue down. And also, based off of structure, this is the daily chart. And as far as trading go, you never really want to fight the trend. Now, like I said, the trend is the market is at an all-time high. The trend is still overwhelmingly towards the upside. Now, I know I was saying I'm looking for a trade to the downside, so it's always tough because you want your ideas to align with what the market is actually doing. For like I said, this is saying that it's still going up, so I should technically be looking for trades to the upside, but right now it's I believe that we're starting to shift structures, and honestly, you can kind of see it right here. Mind you, this is the day chart, so whatever happens on the day chart will have a way higher and important impact than let's say the hour even. So, like I said, the market's always already trending up. This a trend, right? But this right here shows, well, this one right here, yeah, that's still below. So that shows that it hasn't created a higher high like it's supposed to. It's supposed to create a higher high. For instance, this right here is a high, but this right here is what we'll call a lower high. And this right here is really small, but that little detail still matters a lot. So this is technically still a lower high, which means that's three lower highs formed. But whenever you want to see a lower high, you always want to see a lower low or a lower bottom to just make it easier. But it's called a lower low. You want higher highs and higher lows and lower highs and lower lows. It's really confusing, but um right now we got the market showing that it is not creating a new high. It's creating two lower highs, but there is no new lower low. And that's the issue. Because if it's not a lower low, then that means there's no continuation to the downside. But what I see here on and why I believe that it'll continue down, mind you, this is forming right now. This is what we would call a shift of structure. Because, all right, starting from here, this a low, right? This a low, that's a high. This is a higher low. Of course, it makes sense saying it out loud because it's higher than this low. This is a higher low. And then, like I said, this is a high. This is a higher high. So this showing that the market is continuing. This is what those lines was. This is where I had those lines pretty much. pretty much saying like, all right, it's continuing in this trading bracket, if you want to call it like that. I mean, it's not, it don't have to look exactly like this, but still. Now, one, if even if this was my chart, what you see is a break of this yellow line. Let's change the color just so it make it a little more easier. You see a break of this yellow line, and then this green candlestick retested. And honestly, this kind of looked like it looked perfect, honestly. It retested and continued down. Also breaking this low. Now, we have a full day, or say 6 hours before this day candlestick closes at 6 o'clock. But I mean not at six, at four. This candlestick is gonna end at four because, like I said, the U.S. time is from 9 to 4. But whatever. If when it closed below here, that's what's going to be what's called a shift of structure. So it's going to now start creating lower lows. Then we should start looking for higher lows, which is why I said I wanted to come back up here, creating that higher low, finding my entry spot, hopefully in this area to continue all the way down. Now, it's really throwing me off because I want to show you why I want to wait and what it looks like when you do. Because the value you would get back from that space, honestly, huge. Like the profit target that I'm looking for is crazy. Now, if it shows you, then that would be sweet. I don't even know who I am. Let me see. How many people? Damn, I need to be reading my what's the name? No, this late kind of, but no, I don't have no trades up. I'm probably not going to trade till tomorrow because right now the market's not doing nothing. The market's moving way too slow for me to find. I mean, like I said, I could jump in the market. It's not really like find the move. Like I can jump in the market, I can hit the buy button and set my stop loss and all that, but it wouldn't be a valid trade. I mean, who knows? It could be a valid trade. I'm just not looking at it like one. Damn, man, it's really throwing me off because if y'all see the value that I'm looking for, oh my gosh. Like, honestly, if this trade does work out, so this is where I'm getting to now. It's like, it's different ways to trade, of course, but at the same time, it's, let me set this back up. At the same time, I'm mixing in a few things. Like, you have scalp trading, which is when you're using a 5 minute chart, you're using lower time frames, you jumping in the market like you're in the market for like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Honestly, it can be shorter than that. I had trades I taken, I was only in it for like 3 minutes. Still money, depending on how fast the market decides to move, depends on the market. But sometimes trades take longer, and longest I held a trade was like 4 days, I think. But depending on the volume, it might just shoot down. It might just come up here and then bow. But this area, this is, let me see. This right here is it's like a price range. It's like a pip counter. Tell you how much would I earn now from there to there. 275 price points or pips, price and percentage. 200 pips, it moves down. 275 pips it moves down. That's a lot. And some people call it pips. A lot of people call it points too. I don't know why pips stuck with me, but pips stuck with me. Um, I really want y'all to see because 200 points is a lot. That's a huge area to fill. But depending on how you trading and how long it takes, the volume or how much you will make is still there. That's a lot of money on the line. That's a huge move. Like even for that $50, let me say, put it in perspective. Okay, okay, it's starting to show up. So I don't have to put it in perspective. Um, just the 4 hour, right, right, right. Okay. I really don't want to change it, but I want to put it on the 1 hour. Please give it a second. But the 1 hour is just, it's hard for me to really see what I'm trying to show you on the 4 hour. I can't tell you. All right, cool. Now here is pretty much actually buying kind of, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap this and it's going to put a pending order. Okay, come on. My dream is hitting. Come on. I want y'all to see. There we go. All right, cool. All right, I'm back. I need to know where my target is. Okay. Oh yeah, right, right, right. So it's this whole area. So pretty much from right here, I'm gonna click my take profit. Like I said, I pretty much wanted to clear this whole area, which is 275 points. Now with this right here is my lot size. That's the one I'm gonna be using. Just show you how much trying to I'm trying to hit for, man. Here we go. Where you at? Where are you? It's not here, so it's got to be somewhere outrageous. I'm about to show y'all some crazy number. Okay, that's actually not my target. How much my entry was going to get. I don't have no target. Probably for a safe stop loss, I would say it should be somewhere up here, but that's going to be a lot. It's an official number now. This is the number looking for. I can tell you if that's the real. Let's see if it's changed. Uh, where's my phone? It's showing moving slow. I'm gonna just pull this one back up, put it up on my phone, and see what number I get instead. Yes. Okay. So from my target, hold on. Let me set it up how I had it on this so everybody can see. So from where I wanted to enter, where it shows here, to where it's gonna enter. I mean where I'm gonna exit. The volume is 740 bucks. That's how much I'm looking to get out of this. If it does go the way I want it to, which I think it will, but still, that's good amount of money. Good amount of money. But yeah, man. It says it's not. Okay. So how do I do that? So I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Man, now I'm saying it's good. Okay. But yeah, yeah. So my volume definitely looking tough. If it does come back and all that. So honestly, even if it was like 50 bucks, that's why I keep saying start with something small. That trade that I'm saying, it usually take 50 bucks. That's like a quick, I don't know, maybe 100. Let me see. Let's see if I can. How much would that trade be? So for 50 bucks, if you was to have 50 bucks and throw the whole 50 in there, it's 150 on top of your 50. You take your 50, it's not like you throw the money in the market and you just get that. No, it's compounding. It's going to add on top of whatever you got in there. So yeah, that 50, anybody. So anybody, I wanted to do that. I'm just saying, it's a little bit of game. We just gotta wait till tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna be up. I'm gonna be well rested tomorrow, so I'll be up on time at 9 to make sure that we see the market together. Because if that trade don't come, then only thing I can do is find another strategy. Only thing you can do is just keep adapting with the market. That's all you can do. Market's gonna do whatever it chooses to. Some people, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people stick to their strategies to the T, and honestly, I should be like one of those people. But I, I don't know. My trading is a little more fluid. I kind of just not go with what I feel like, but just go with what feels right to me, what makes sense to me. I go with what makes sense to me, and sometimes that trade can happen in 5 minutes or 3 days. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know, like, who knows how long it will actually take to get from here to here. But Yeah. Yo. Mm. Damn. Yeah. Honestly, that was kind of tough though. If any of y'all had any questions or anything, y'all definitely can just call me, cause it's delayed. It's delayed, and I don't know why or how to fix it, honestly. But I don't. I wouldn't mind that. Y'all can all call me and see if y'all got questions, cause I don't know. But yeah, Martin Luther King Day. Not a lot going on. We chilling. I would like to see the market at least push back up. But like I said, with this hour wick right here, that's a good sign. And then also it's about to form another, so it's different types of wicks as well. You got your ah, I can't really explain it because all three of these kind of look the same, but they different for different reasons. Well, these two are kind of the same. These two are the same. That one's I forget what one of them is a hammer, and then the other one is a I forget I forget the terms. But normally when you see a wick, an orange doji with the long wick, it will fill itself out. Like remember I was saying that earlier. So this one right here, it didn't fill itself out with a full body candle, but it did complete the transition. Normally when you see a wick like this, it will fill itself out if it wants to continue in that direction. Now, when you see a green doji, like it got a green body, that's normally saying that it's a reversal pattern. Not all the time. It can be tested for sure. Like you might see one that looks like it, and then next thing you know, it's going in the complete opposite direction. But got 15 minutes, just about 15 minutes, so we see another close. Been over an hour and it ain't moved at all. That ain't nothing. That's not. I mean, it's a trade for some people, but nah, that ain't enough. Yeah, see, on a 15 minute, that's what I'm saying. This look good. They're showing me that it tried to push down into this area, and this one said, "No, we going back up here now." And then you got this doji at this resistance area. So that's telling me that it didn't want to continue down. So in the next, oh no, that says 20 seconds. But like I said, it is showing a green doji, which means it could be a potential reversal pattern. So for instance, oh yeah, this was a head and shoulder, so it definitely could come down here still and then push up. So that could be a trade. I've done that before. Yep. Came down, tapped into this area, and this candle ain't show it. Really, what I would look for is what we call an engulfing candlestick. And that's when it this green candlestick will be bigger than the last two candlesticks. Let's see if I can see an example of that. Boom, right there. This orange candlestick is an engulfing candlestick to the downside because it's bigger than not only one, two, three, but four previous candlesticks. That's engulfed. They engulfed all of those, which means this candlestick had a lot more um, negative, not negative, downwards momentum. But no, this right here is tough too. So, oh, I never finished that about the SMAs, huh? So the SMAs is that's the 21, green one's 21, The white one's 50. This is 200. This one being the strongest, this one being the weakest. Now this one is like pretty much like a strong resistance as far as like resistance and support, of course. It's just strong resistance. So normally when it come down here, it'll sit right here. That's why on the 4 hour it was kind of at this area, but it didn't really want to move because it don't push past the 200. It's not supposed to push that past the 200 so strong and like forcefully. The 50 is the 50 moving average, meaning it's gonna you don't know. It's pretty much saying it's indecisive. But the green one, the 21, 21 and 200 is the most important, of course. The 21 is a good continuation uh line. So you see how it came down here, it touched it, and it bounced off of it real quick. That's the type of reaction you want from the 21. These are numbers that can be changed, by the way. Just heard from other traders that 21, 50, and 200 was good ones. There's other SMAs, EMAs, and different strategies. So this is just what's on mine. But this is letting me know that it is respecting my lines the way it's supposed to, of course. But I should see a push. I want to see a push past. He's about to do it. I want to see a push past the 50. Come on now. Let's kind of phone and play. Come on now. Push through. Once it push past the 50, you will probably see another good candlestick. Yeah, I'm gonna set all this up later too. I want to make sure I got some little background music and stuff. I know it's all quiet, and dull. I'll be back though. I gotta go back. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So you want market X? That's the one that I use. The buy limits and buy stops is for specific roles in trading. It's like yeah, like I said, it's for when it come down. For instance, how I was saying that I wanted to come up to that area and then continue down. If I wasn't there and I wanted to set it up for the market to literally do it by itself, then I would put a sell limit. It would come up as soon as it gets to wherever I marked off, it would tap into that area and enter the trade for me automatically with my stop and my take profit already set and then continue. But market execution is I hit the button and telling the people on the other side to enter my trade right there at that moment, which it does. It will enter your trade right there. And then honestly, what you can do is you can do market execution and then add your stop loss later. So I was trying to pull it up just now so I can show you. Why do they do this? I don't understand. Why do they keep doing this? I know it's delayed, so it's probably not going pop up while we talking about it right now. At what cost? That's your lot size. You see, when you change your lot size, it no, don't change the lots. Change the number of the lots. So you got 20 lots. That's a lot. 20 lots in real money is a lot of money. It's like a lot of money. So for instance, when you first start trading, you gonna be using like for instance, your point that $50 is gonna be 0.034. Yeah. So that first number right there, that's all the way at the top, that 0.01, that is let's see how much that is. 0.01 is actually $12. 0.01 is $12. Depending on what market you're using. For instance, you're doing foreign exchange. So that might be different, but that's just telling you how small that is. So if 0.01 is $12, then 0.1 is $112, and then you got one. One is 1,200. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. So that was like $25,000 you was just trying to play with. Yeah, that'd be closer to $50. So if you use that as your lot size and then you hit looking at that market, that looked like it's starting to form like shoulders, can't really tell because it's a 5 minute chart. So if you just put buy right now and it decide to trend up, it would probably go up. And you know what I'm saying? Did you hit it? Oh, I seen the line turn. No, I just seen the line turn green. I thought of it. But yeah, I mean, now in the market. So when you hit trade, that trade button, you see it? Tell what the numbers will really look like. Go back to trade, hold it, and hit modify position. Now this, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying about MetaTrader 5. It's still old school. It's reliable as hell, but it's old school. So yeah, you would have to enter that number manually or set it up like, while you was doing it. Yeah, so I definitely had to enter those numbers manually. On Trade Locker, I don't have to. I can just drag it. I mean, yeah. Yeah, so you just run that, about there, the software range. Yep, I'm gonna set it up there. See, yep. Yeah, market execution is the main don't you need for real. You see, since, like I said, it's still been slow. Yeah, yeah, one click, you want that on there. But yeah, bro, I would say if you was going to do it, you can either use that account or um use 50 bucks. Yeah, dang. Mm. Dang, the market doing exactly what I thought, what I said it was gonna do. That head and shoulders pattern. So back, if I'm not mistaken, this is not to you. Well, this is to you, Damien, but this is everybody else who's in there or who is in there. I don't know if anybody else in there. But if I'm not mistaken, it will definitely go back up to that area that I was saying, retest and come back down. Now, if I'm gonna be there, who knows? I can say yes. We can say this move might happen tomorrow. This move might happen tonight, or it might happen on Wednesday. We don't know. But that's my idea of what I want to happen as far as the Nas, and that's the only trade that I'm gonna stick with for now. 'Cause like I said, I could have jumped in just now. I could have already knew that. Well, I had a feeling that it was gonna continue up, and I could have taken that trade to make some quick money. Honestly, that'd be how fast it just moved. With my lot size, I would have made about 50 bucks, if not 30. I say around 30, probably about 30 bucks. But yeah, that's just trading. It's gonna take time though. Then you got it though. You got it, my boy. You got it. Let me see. No, that's cool. That's usually why I set this up because I was like, look, I'm trying to it's not just for me. I'm trying to make money for everybody, man. That's why I sent it to my mom. I sent it to dad too. 'Cause I was like, look, man, we start making some money. I really hope he there tomorrow too. I hope he join the line tomorrow so he can actually see it. Cause we really, if that trade happened tomorrow, that's almost $500. We could see that happen live, man. That'd be sweet. So yeah, that's my plan. I think I'm about to get off live too. I'm about to get off live and go to bed. Take me a little nap. I'm tired, man. But yep, that's the market. That's trading. That is trading. You know. All right, bro. All right, that's about it. Just hit me up. All right. Yep. Market did exactly what I was expecting, especially with this close in 30 seconds. If it closes like that, clean trade. Honestly, like I said, I could have caught this entry as well, especially right here. This right here is a slight fair value gap right here. You got actually four candlesticks, but it dove right in the middle before it went up. Wow. That move right there. Yeah, this is about 50 bucks from where it's at right now. That's about 50, 60 bucks I left on the table for me. But market is on its thing. Market is on its thing. I'm sitting right here, not doing nothing. I'm about to get off, about to go to bed. Got off of work at 5 this morning. I'm tired still, but yeah, I will be back tomorrow.